We decided since we're out here, there's my daughter Sandra. She came along with me. She's my camera lady today, and she keeps me from getting lost. And that's the truth.
It's true.
It's true. And this is in California. What is this?
California Interpretive Trail Center.
Yeah. In back of us, it's a museum, and it's a really cute little museum, I understand. So we're going to kind of take a look around, and I'm going to bring you with me, and we'll see what they got. Tell a little bit of our history of our area here. So here we go. Okay, we are inside the museum. And here, I'll back up. This is a replica of the covered wagons that they used to come across. Not very big, but they didn't really want to take too much with them. And here's a yoke that they used for their horses to pull a wagon, and sometimes oxen. And here's a replica of the type of wagon wheels. Now those are made out of wood, and then they have metal strips around them. And look how skinny they are. I mean, this has got to be no more than maybe 3 inches across on this. And can you imagine trying to go through a mucky, sandy desert with those tiny little wheels? That was just amazing. Here's some of their cooking utensils. And another yoke. There's a plaque dedicated to modern-day dedicated trailblazers. I am of the opinion that my life belongs to the whole community, and as long as I live, it is my privilege to do for it what I can. Let's see what we have over here. And we have some pipes and things. Let's go up here and see inside the wagon. Oh. And you can see the wagon wasn't very big. And they put in what they could. Clothes, chests, just crammed this thing just full of what belongings they could take with them. And they also used them to sleep in. And this thing isn't more than maybe 5 feet wide at the most. Some tough cookies, let me tell you. Let's go see what else we can find. Okay, and here's a mural. So you get it a little bigger for you. That's only the railroad tracks at the end. And that's Princess Winnemucca, Sarah Winnemucca. She's a famous Indian princess. It's a really nice mural. And here's the trail, where the trail started to go out to the western part of our country in the 1800s. And they would start, it looks like, Missouri is where the trail started. And there were 2 trails. One was the California Trail, for those going to California, and one to Oregon, for the people going to Oregon. And the white dotted line is the California Trail. And the yellow, if you can see the yellow, that's right there. That's the Oregon Trail. And the purple trail is the Mormon immigrant trail, as they made their way out to Utah. And theirs ended in Salt Lake City. And the Oregon and California trails continued on over to the coast. And let me give you a overview of our country. And there you go. So let's go see what else we can find. It's a really neat statue, and I'm going to have Miss Sandra read it while I show you the statue, because I can't do both. So go ahead, Miss Sandra.
Okay, this statue explains the phrase, "I saw the elephant." It was an expression commonly used by the hundreds of thousands of immigrants and gold seekers who made the difficult and perilous 2,000-mile covered wagon journey to California during the mid-19th century. It referred to the giant size of the challenges, terrible hardships, and life-threatening dangers they faced during the long 3-month passage. The "I Saw the Elephant" sculpture is dedicated to all those who braved the journey and to the thousands who lie in nameless graves along the trail.
Let me back up and get a nice big picture. Thank you, Sandra. That's a pretty good sculpture. Very interesting story. And I'm not sure if you could hear all of what she was saying, so I will take a picture of the plaque, and hopefully you can pause it and read it if you want to. And here's a map that shows the dates of how we acquired the different areas of this country. And you can see the dates up there. We acquired all the most of the western, lower western states from Mexico in 1848 by a treaty. Texas was annexed in 1845. And here was the original territories of the United States. The original 13 states. And then the Louisiana Purchase from France in 1803 is when we got the middle central section of our country. And then up here was the Oregon Territory. American title to this territory was acquired in 1846 from Spanish-American Compromise. This little part up here, I believe that's the North Dakota, that was ceded by Great Britain in 1818 because Great Britain did own that, and they just gave that little territory up to us in 1818. So that's kind of a little history of our country. Okay, this is called Wagon Full of Hope, and this was all the necessary items that they would put in their wagon. So this gives you a better picture of what they actually carried in their wagons, all the necessities to cross the country. And this is where the things that they decided what to take. And here is a picture. This was a wagon brought across the country from Cincinnati, Ohio to Yolo County, California by John Bemerly in 1849. And this is what he had in his wagon. Like as you can see, there wasn't much room in these wagons. So they only carried the bare minimum of personal items and lots of supplies. I'm still amazed that these people could come across the country in such rustic situations like this. Just amazing. This is kind of cute for the kids.
I'm seeing if I can get everything in there.
Oh, you're doing what?
I'm trying to see if I can get all the necessities in my wagon. That's what this is for.
Oh.
I'm challenging myself how good I can Tetris.
Oh, to see if you can load your wagon to cross the country?
Yep.
Okay.
See if I can Tetris everything.
Oh, box of gun making tools. That's important.
Yeah, you want to leave that on top.
Yeah, leave that on top. And the blanket chest.
Hardtack, that's important. That's your food.
Box of hardtack, yes. I actually have a recipe for that. It tastes like crap.
I'm sure it does.
Hardtack is not tasty.
It doesn't look like it is, although I've never tried it.
I made the recipe and I went, oh, yuck. I thought it would be a good prepper thing, but it tastes horrible.
No, don't do it.
And then there's some chairs. They sat in the back of the wagon, or is that the front?
This is the front, I believe.
Oh.
I think. I'm assuming because that's where a seat is.
No, because see, wouldn't you hook the horses up here? Or is that just a little thing to carry things in the back? You put like chests and things back here.
Oh, I don't know. I might have my seats in the wrong spot. I don't know. I wouldn't have survived back then. I'd have been one of the nameless graves.
I'm afraid I probably, no, I don't know. I think I'm stubborn enough. I might have made it.
I think I'm going to make it.
She'll get her wagon in order here.
I have no idea what that is. Oh, wait. Oh, that's the bedroll.
Oh, you got all
Okay.
that stuff in that tiny little bedroll.
Keep the bedroll. Keg of shotgun powder.
You know, after crossing
Keg of whiskey. That's
keg of
important.
whiskey, yes, you gotta have your whiskey. All right, Miss Sandra, you gonna make it? Did you get everything in your way?
I got two more.
Oh, with room to spare. Look at this.
Look at that.
What a packer. Just stick the kids right in here and you're good to go,
That's
huh?
right. They can tuck right under the seat there.
Here's a replica of one of the storefronts. Mercantile, which actually is like a department store kind of thing back then. They had everything in them. That's a really nice mural. It's the Mississippi River with steamboats and covered wagons going up to the steamboat, and they loaded them, see right there, they loaded them onto the steamboats and took them to various portions along the river, wherever they wanted to stop. Actually, that's where Mark Twain, the writer, got his name. He used to work on a riverboat, and the way they marked the depths of the river would they shout out Mark Twain and mark other, you know, what the marks were, how deep the river was, and that's where he got his pen name from his work on the riverboat on the rivers, because Mark Twain was one of the measurements on the river. And up here's what a wagon train might have looked like going across desert with Native Americans coming in there from the right. Well, of course you had to have music on the prairie. See the lady hiding up there in the wagon? I imagine it would be pretty scary for Eastern folks to encounter one of these gentlemen. And the Plains Indians were actually fairly friendly. There's their teepees in the background, their little community, and they would actually trade with some of the settlers.